we're getting married this weekend.
Yes, I'm way excited about getting married.
Check out this place. Yeah, when we get in, we're gonna.
Nice.
I'm a little nervous,
prep
but I'm
part.
not.
So Janelle and most of her kids are staying in these. And then almost all of my kids that are coming down are staying here. We just have, this is going to be full.
It's hard to believe how quickly a family's world can turn upside down. One moment, Christine Brown and David Woolley are celebrating new beginnings, blending their families and sharing their happiness with the world. The next, they're facing a crisis that no one saw coming. A crisis that's not just private, but public and impossible to ignore. The headlines are swirling, the rumors are everywhere, and the truth is more complicated than any tabloid could ever capture. This isn't just another Sister Wives storyline. This is real life, and it's raw, messy, and heartbreaking. Hi friends, I'm Sarah, and you're watching TLC Sister Wives Recap. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're about to get into the most shocking chapter yet for Christine and David's family. And I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments as we go because this is a story that's going to have everyone talking. For years, Sister Wives has pulled us into the world of Christine, her journey to independence, and her search for happiness after leaving Cody. We've watched her fall in love with David, a man who seemed to bring stability and support after so much chaos. But now, everything is being tested. At the center of it all is Max, David's stepson, whose recent legal troubles have sent shockwaves through the family. What really happened? Why is no one talking about it on the show? And how is Christine coping with a crisis that's threatening to unravel everything she's worked so hard to build? On TLC, Sister Wives has always been about family. The show invites us into living rooms, kitchens, and backyards, promising a front-row seat to the lives of Christine, Cody, and the rest of the Brown family. We see birthday parties, family meetings, road trips, and the kind of drama that comes with plural marriage. There's a sense of unity, even when things get tough. The message is clear. No matter what, family comes first. When Christine left Cody, viewers watched her reclaim her voice, find her own happiness, and eventually open her heart to David Woolley. The cameras followed every milestone, every tear, every new beginning. It's a story of resilience, of overcoming heartbreak, and of building something new from the ashes of the old. But what we see on TV is only part of the story. Behind the scenes, there's a whole other reality, one that's rarely, if ever, shown to the audience. Legal problems, family rifts, and personal struggles are often edited out or glossed over. The show has a history of skipping over the messiest details. Remember when Mary's catfishing scandal exploded online? The show barely scratched the surface. When the Browns faced legal threats over their lifestyle in Utah, the coverage was careful, controlled, and always focused on the family's strength. Even divorces and custody battles have been handled with a soft touch, leaving out the rawest moments. Now, with Max's legal troubles making headlines, the gap between what's shown and what's hidden feels wider than ever. There's no mention of court dates, no hint of the stress Christine and David must be feeling, no acknowledgement of the pain that comes with watching a loved one struggle so publicly. Instead, the show keeps the focus on happy moments, travel adventures, and new beginnings. But fans are starting to ask questions. What else has been left out? How much do we really know about the people we've been rooting for all these years? The truth is, the most dramatic stories are often the ones we never get to see. And right now, Christine and David's family is living through one of the hardest chapters yet, almost entirely off camera. Max isn't just a name in a headline or a face in a mugshot. He's a real person, and for Christine and David Woolley, he's family. Max is David's youngest son, and when Christine married David, she didn't just gain a husband, she became a stepmom to his kids, including Max. For viewers who followed Christine's journey, it's easy to forget that blending families isn't just about happy Instagram posts or big group dinners. It's about real people with real histories trying to find their place in something new. Max is only 19. That's barely out of high school, still figuring out who you are and where you fit in the world. But Max's story is even more complicated. He lost his mother when he was just a little boy, a loss that leaves a mark no matter how much time passes. Growing up without a mom, then watching his dad find love again, and suddenly being part of a new, blended family, it's a lot for anyone, let alone a teenager. The cameras might catch the smiles and the celebrations, but they don't show the quiet moments of confusion, grief, or feeling out of place. For Christine, stepping into the role of stepmom meant more than just welcoming new kids into her life. It meant trying to build trust, offer support, and help Max navigate a world that's already thrown him more curveballs than most adults ever face. For David, it's about holding his family together while also giving Max the space to process everything he's been through. Max's struggles aren't just about bad decisions or legal trouble. They're about a young man trying to find his footing after years of upheaval. And now, with the spotlight shining on his mistakes, the pressure on him and on the whole family has never been greater. The first signs that something was wrong didn't come from the show. They came from whispers online, scattered reports, and the kind of rumors that make you hope they aren't true. For a while, it was easy to believe that Max was just another teenager trying to find his way, but then the facts started piling up, and it became impossible to ignore. The timeline of Max's legal troubles is messy, painful, and for the family probably feels like a nightmare that just won't end. It started in early spring when news broke that Max had been arrested for car theft. Not just once, but multiple times, and all within a matter of weeks. The first incident happened in March. Police reports show that Max was pulled over while driving a Jeep that had been reported stolen. He didn't have a valid driver's license, and when questioned, he admitted to knowing the car was stolen. That alone would be enough to shake any family, but it was only the beginning. Just days later, another arrest. This time, Max was found in a different stolen vehicle, along with burglary tools and items that didn't belong to him. The details are hard to read: window breakers, shattered glass, and the kind of evidence that makes it clear this wasn't just a misunderstanding. For Christine and David, every new report must have felt like another punch to the gut. How do you process the fact that someone you love is making choices that could change his life forever? The third arrest came before the family had even caught their breath. Police spotted a car speeding through a neighborhood, running stop signs, and eventually crashing. The driver and passengers tried to run, but Max was caught and questioned. At first, he claimed he was just a passenger, but eventually admitted he'd been behind the wheel. The car, once again, was stolen. Each incident added new charges: felony theft, possession of burglary tools, reckless driving, and more. The legal system moved quickly, and soon Max was facing court dates, bail hearings, and the very real possibility of prison time. For Christine, who's spent years fighting for her own independence and happiness, this crisis must have felt like a cruel twist. She's always been the mom who tries to hold everyone together, who believes in second chances and fresh starts. Watching Max go through this, knowing the cameras would never show the sleepless nights or the private tears, must have been agonizing. David, too, has always been the steady presence, the one who supports from the sidelines. Now, he's forced to watch his youngest son struggle in ways no parent ever wants to imagine. The show, of course, stays silent. There are no scenes of Christine and David sitting at the kitchen table, worrying about Max. No confessional interviews where they talk about the fear, the anger, or the heartbreak. Instead, viewers see family trips, celebrations, and the promise of new beginnings. But behind every smile, there's a shadow. The reality is that Max's legal troubles have cast a long, dark cloud over the family, one that can't be edited out or ignored. As the court dates stack up, the consequences become more serious. Max is given probation, a suspended sentence, and a long list of conditions he has to follow. He's told to stay out of trouble, get his GED, and complete treatment programs. But even with all these chances, the pattern continues. He misses court dates, gets caught with marijuana, and the warrants start piling up. The legal system is running out of patience, and so is the family's hope that things will turn around quickly. For fans, it's easy to judge from a distance. But for Christine and David, this is personal. Every headline, every new charge is a reminder that their family is hurting. It's a test of everything they've built together, and a challenge that no amount of reality TV experience could ever prepare them for. The pain is real, the stakes are high, and the outcome is anything but certain. Christine and David's public response to Max's legal crisis has been almost total silence. No statements, no interviews, not even a hint of acknowledgement on their social media. If you scroll through Christine's Instagram, you'll find photos of family trips, book promotions, and smiling selfies with David and Truly. There's a sense of normalcy, almost as if nothing out of the ordinary is happening behind the scenes. David's posts are even more reserved, occasional snapshots of travel, a few words about gratitude, but nothing that hints at the storm swirling around their family. For fans who have followed Christine's journey from heartbreak to happiness, the silence is deafening. It's not just the parents who are quiet. The rest of the family has kept their distance from the topic too. No one is posting cryptic messages or vague references to hard times. Instead, the Browns and Woolleys are presenting a united front, focusing on the positive and keeping the pain private. Maybe it's a way to protect Max, or maybe it's just the only way they know how to cope. Either way, the message is clear. This is a family matter, and the outside world isn't invited in. TLC, for its part, has made a choice that's all too familiar to longtime viewers. The network has a long history of steering clear of the messiest, most damaging scandals. When Mary's catfishing scandal exploded, the show barely touched it. When legal threats loomed over the family's lifestyle in Utah, the coverage was careful and controlled. Even divorces and custody battles have been softened for the cameras, with the rawest moments left on the cutting room floor. Now, with Max's legal troubles making headlines, TLC is sticking to the same playbook. There's no mention of court dates, no hint of the stress Christine and David must be feeling, no acknowledgement of the pain that comes with watching a loved one struggle so publicly. This isn't unique to Sister Wives. Other reality shows have done the same, scrubbing out the scandals, focusing on redemption arcs, and keeping the audience at arm's length from the real drama. But for fans who crave authenticity, the gap between what's shown and what's hidden has never felt wider. The silence isn't just about protecting the family's image, it's about controlling the There's a pattern that's hard to ignore if you've watched Sister Wives for any length of time. The show has always been about presenting a certain image, a family that sticks together, faces challenges head-on, and somehow comes out stronger. But behind that carefully crafted image, there's a long history of secrets, half-truths, and stories that never make it to air. The Browns have weathered public divorces, custody battles, and even the threat of prosecution for their lifestyle, but the most painful moments are almost always kept out of sight. It's a kind of image management that's become second nature, not just for the family, but for TLC as well. For viewers, this creates a strange kind of relationship with the show. On one hand, you feel like you know these people. You've watched Christine fight for her independence, seen Cody's marriages unravel, and rooted for the kids as they've grown up in front of the cameras. But then something like Max's legal crisis happens, and suddenly you realize how much is being kept from you. The show invites you in, but only so far. The rest, the real pain, the real mess, is hidden away, scrubbed from the narrative to keep the story moving and the brand intact. This isn't the first time the truth has been softened or skipped entirely. When Mary was catfished, the fallout was huge online, but the show barely scratched the surface. When the family faced legal threats in Utah, the coverage was careful, always focused on unity and resilience. Even the breakdown of Cody and Christine's marriage was edited to highlight hope and new beginnings, not the raw heartbreak that played out off-camera. Each time, the audience is left to fill in the blanks, piecing together the real story from social media, interviews, and the occasional slip in a confessional. But there's a cost to all this secrecy. For the family, it means carrying the weight of their struggles alone, without the support or understanding of the people who've cheered them on for years. For fans, it means questioning what's real and what's just for show. The gap between the public image and private reality grows wider, and the trust that once made Sister Wives feel so different from other reality shows starts to crack. In the end, the effort to keep up appearances doesn't just protect the family, it isolates them, leaving everyone on both sides of the screen feeling a little more alone. So where does this leave Max, Christine, and David? The future feels uncertain, and the questions just keep piling up. Will Max be able to turn things around? Or will the weight of his choices follow him for years to come? Can Christine and David find a way to support him while also protecting the rest of their family from the fallout? And what about TLC? Will the network ever break its silence and let viewers in on what's really happening? Or will these struggles stay hidden behind carefully edited scenes and cheerful family updates? There's no easy answer, and that's what makes this chapter so hard to watch, even from a distance. Families aren't perfect, and sometimes the people we love the most are the ones who hurt the most. Christine has always been a fighter, and David has always been the steady hand, but even the strongest families can be shaken by something like this. Maybe the show will eventually address the truth, or maybe it'll stay one more secret in a long line of things left unsaid. I want to know what you think. Do you believe TLC owes fans more honesty about what's really going on? How do you feel about the way Christine and David have handled things so far? And what do you hope happens for Max and the rest of the family? Drop your thoughts, theories, and feelings in the comments. I read every single one, and your voices matter here, if you haul. Haven't already, make sure you subscribe to TLC Sister Wives Recap and hit that like button so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.